Good morning. As you guys know, we've been going through some basics videos on your technique and how to play well. We've done everything covering your basic rebound stroke, but I thought for some of you students that maybe like a little bit of a mental challenge, we could switch gears a little bit, and I can talk about another exercise that is getting a little bit ahead of ourselves in terms of technique, but that should be a nice fun challenge for you. And that exercise is grid.
Man, everybody is just really going for it. Oh! Yeah.
All right, let's go ahead and get into it. So first off, the basic grid is 16th notes alternating the whole time off the right. So my right is right here. I'll be alternating like this. Notice I'm playing a accent on the downbeat. You've got 4 notes in a 16th note, one beat of 16th notes. 1 T T T. So what we're going to do is accent the first partial, 1 T T T, 2 T T T, 3 T T T, 4 T T T. And then we will accent the second partial, the T. 1 T T T, 2 T T T, 3 T T T, 4 T T T. And so that much will look like this. 1 T T T, 2 T T T, 3 T T T, 4 T T T, 1 T T T, 2 T T T, 3 T T T, 4 T T T, 1. All right, and then as you might guess, now we're going to go to the third partial. So 1 T T T, 2 T T T, like that. And then finally the fourth partial, 1 T T T, 2 T T T. All right, so let me go ahead and demonstrate that for you. Accent on the first partial, 4 counts. Accent on the second partial, third and fourth partial. 1 T T T, 2 T T T, 3 T T T, 4 T T T, 1 T T T, 2 T T T, 3 T T T, 4 T T T, 1 T T T, 2 T T T, 3 T T T, 4 T T T, 1 T T T, 2 T T T, 3 T T T, 4 T T T, 1. All right, now I've gone through that really quickly because it's actually in your percussion audition packet, which we also refer to as our fundamentals packet. It's got all your basic important fundamental exercises that you need to be working on. So this is actually included in that. It's referred to as grid, as I referenced earlier. So the first section is like so. Refer to the music so that you can see exactly how it works. But basically, you're playing a pattern and you're accenting and you're shifting the accent over by one partial every so many counts. So just now, we shifted our partial over every 4 counts. So we accent 1 4 times, and then we accent T 4 times, and then we accent T 4 times, and then we accent T for 4 times. So that's actually referred to as the section known as the 4s, because you accent each thing 4 times. And then you go back and do the same thing, but now you only play each one twice. And so we refer to that as the 2s. So the 2s look like this. 1 T T T, 2 T T T, 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 1. So I only did each one twice. Now the way that this exercise is constructed is, since the 2s are half the length, we're going to go ahead and do it twice so that the overall section is the same length of time as the 4s were. So the 2s would actually be repeated like this. So I went ahead and did it twice. Now, after that, you go to a section of the exercise that's called the 1s. Now on the 1s, as you might imagine, you just do each variation 1 time. So you accent the 1s, the downbeats 1 time. You accent the T's 1 time. Ta 1 time, and then ta the 4th time. So 1 T, and then te, and then ta. So that looks like this. 1 T T T, 2 T T T, 3 T T T, 4 T T T, 1. So because the 1s are only a 4th of the original length of the exercise, the 4 section, we're going to go ahead and repeat the 1s 4 times so that that variation is also just as long as the other 2 variations were. So I will repeat it 4 times, and that will sound like this. All right, then that basically takes you to the end of the exercise. But what you got to do is you got to put the whole thing together. And one other detail is you actually do need to tap your foot and use a metronome. So when you're doing this, just get your phone, turn it onto the metronome. I'm not able to do that right now because I'm using my phone to record, but you'll go ahead and turn on your metronome and you'll start tapping your foot. So either foot, whichever one you're comfortable with, or if you're trying to challenge yourself, you switch it up to the other foot, but just make sure you're tapping the whole time. You can see my pad moving a little bit on my knee. That's because my toe is tapping. So let me try the whole thing. Grid, and I'm doing 4, 2, and 1. Let's give it a shot. And there you have it. On our next episode, I'll show you some variations of grid and how you can actually challenge yourself a whole lot more. Now that you got the basics down, we got to actually mentally challenge ourselves and take it to the next level. So stay tuned for the next episode of Technique with Thompson.